Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome as always to our coffee times to talk about books. And finally I have decided to go back to my TBR videos because honestly I work better or my brain reads more if I set myself a fixed TBR pile. There's something about having a plan for the month that really helps me to be on track. Now, my life has been a mess since I believe October last year when everything started with the move, and it's still a mess, not gonna lie. But I really want to try to read a little bit more, so I'm hoping that having a TBR pile is gonna help me to push myself to get through it. I might not get to all of them, but let's see what I'm planning to read in the month of March.
It's coffee time.
So the month of March is Ladies of Horror Fiction Readathon, and I always wanted to participate, and every year I realized that March was the month too late and I already had other plans. This year, however, I did see the announcement and the reminder on Instagram, so I decided to put a small TBR pile, all books that are horror and all books that are written by women, and I'm hoping to get through some of them. So let's see what I have put on my TBR pile, and if you still have not decided what to read in March, or you have some little space, maybe you want to include a female horror author. First, we're going to talk about an author that I discovered last year and I want to read all of her works, and that is Stephanie Sparks. So I decided to pick up The Stepchildren. This reminds me of this thriller movie, The Stepfather. And this is about Jamie that starts to have a feeling that there's something really wrong, really bad and rotten about her stepfather. Apparently this is a man that has had previous families before, and those wives and children either disappeared or were deceased, gone. So something is up with this guy. So I'm expecting kind of a thriller horror, I guess. The thing that I've mentioned before that I really love about Stephanie Sparks books is that there's always a twist or something that I'm not expecting, or some sort of like change when it comes to the horror trope. So I'm curious to see if it's also the case in this novel. Next, I have picked up Nun Massacre by Regina Watts. I mean, this cover, the story, absolutely love it. So I really hope that I'm gonna love this one. This one is based in the 70s. We are in 1978 and we have Dawn and her friends that just graduated high school. So they want to celebrate with a big party and beer, and they decide not to just celebrate but to throw the party at a very specific place where a massacre took place years ago. San Cecilia's Preparatory is the place they decide to throw the party at, and this is the place where the students and the nuns were slaughtered. Needless to say, when they go and throw the party, they're gonna soon realize that they're not welcome in this building. I'm hoping to have a slasher with some nice blood and kills. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know, but based on the cover and, you know, based on this being a slasher, I'm just hoping to have a little bit of fun. Our next book for the month of March is Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Barterica, because I really need to know about this book. I really need to know if I'm gonna love it, if I'm not gonna love it, if it's as disturbing at times as a lot of people say, because this is a book in which in the world basically humans have become unable to process animals as food, so they are unable to eat animals, and they end up breeding humans in order for consumption. So there is a lot, I believe, about how they do that and how they prepare them to be food, which are probably going to be the really disturbing, disgusting moments that I have to go through. But I'm just really curious. One of those books where you think you might want to throw up at some point, but at the same time you're too excited not to read. Next, I decided to pick up a YA book that is horror combined with sci-fi, because I keep saying it, but I keep not picking up sci-fi, so hopefully I'll get to this one, and that is Pitch Black by Courtney Alameda. All I know is that we follow a crew in a ship that have been sent on a mission that is kind of the last hope to save Earth and humanity. That's all I know. it sounds a little bit like your typical sci-fi horror. I don't know what they're gonna discover out in the outside, but this is one that I've had on my TBR also for a while, and I really need to get to it. The next one also has been on my TBR, and it's been one that I've been meaning to read as well, and I really want to get to it, and that is A Dowry of Blood by S.D. Gibson. And this one is a retelling of the Brides of Dracula. It follows Constanta. She is basically about to die when she's rescued by a stranger that makes her, you know, converts her into something else, which I'm thinking, of course, it's going to be a vampire, and she's probably going to go and live with him, so I don't know, you know, how it's going to work. But I've been really intrigued about this new wave of Dracula retellings where the focus is on the brides. I think it's really cool, and it's at least a different take on the original story that has been retold so many times. And like I said, amazing reviews about this book, so I really need to get to it. And to make my life just a smidgen easier, I decided to pick up a novella, you know, something short to read, and it's also by an author that I really enjoy, and that is Wife by Samantha Kolesnik. This is about a wife, you know, she has a perfect life with children, husband, perfect house, but one day at the grocery store she sees this man, and he reawakens some sort of sexuality in her, and she ends up going to a very dark place. She kind of goes into a rabbit hole of pornography and back alley surgery. That's all I know, but I'm expecting it to be really disturbing and intense, at least if it's like 50% as true crime was. I think I'm gonna be sold. Also love this cover, amazing, and I've been excited about this one since the moment that it was announced, so I really need to get to it too. And the last book that I decided to put on my TBR pile, because I just cannot wait any longer to read this book, because honestly at this point I don't even know what it's about. But that is The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. I picked this one up because of the hype, not gonna lie, and I don't really know the synopsis of this book. I also don't want to know. I think it's best just to go into it without knowing anything at all and see where the journey takes me. A lot of people have been loving it, but I know some others were not really a fan, so I don't know if I'm gonna be one of those or if I'm gonna be really here for the ride, since I don't even know what to expect. But yeah, I mean, based on the cover, something is probably gonna happen in this house, and we have a cat here, which we love. I don't know. I'm hoping it's gonna be a mystery thriller with some horror in it, but I guess we'll have to find out, and I'll let you guys know what I think of it on my wrap up. Alright guys, so this was my small TBR pile for the month of March. I also don't know if I'm gonna get to everything, but I wanted to participate in the Ladies of Horror Fiction Readathon this year. And of course, you guys, I encourage you to pick up a horror book or thriller or just a spooky middle grade written by a female author, just to celebrate the month with us. And yeah, that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys as always in our next coffee time. Bye!